but to read about China, written by Judy Bros. Warning: do not think this is short. I recommend this is very extremely long. China, an amazing country. Asia is home to one of the biggest and most diverse country in the world, China. There are at least 56 ethnic groups, or groups that have their own shared cultures. However, the majority of the China population is Han. Wait, it's Vietnam! It's Vietnam! The majority of China's population is Han. Each province or part of China has its own distinct culture. There are many never mind. Well, there are 28. Ooh, don't know what it means. Like what is lands or has 28 parts. Includes 6 other land parts. So the number 1, which is Gansu to Hainan. China has an incredible mix of people, landscapes, and wildlife. It is the 3rd largest country in the world. Only Russia and Canada are bigger, and it has the largest population in the world. In fact, 1 of every 5 people in the world lives in China. That's more than 1.3 billion people. Did you know China has more than 1,500 rivers, including some of the biggest rivers in the world? The longest river in China is the Yangtze, which is the 3rd largest in the world. Only in the Amazon River in South America and the Nile River in Africa are longer. China is also a country alive with art. China is also a country alive with art, music, dance, food, and celebrations, and is known for amazing cultural sites, from temples and palaces to statues, canals, and the longest hand-built wall in the world. Chinese people have a long, rich history of inventing things. Ancient inventions include paper, printing kites, and the abacus, a popular counting tool. More recently, Chinese people have invented the fastest trains in the world, which is maglev train. The Great Wall of China. More than 2,000 years ago, the first emperor of China, Qin Shi Huangdi, Qin Shi Huangdi, started building the Great Wall. It was designed to control movement and defend against various northern nomadic tribes. The Great Wall, which was built mostly by enslaved people, is the longest wall in the world. It's also the largest structure ever built by hand. It's more than 21,000 kilometers. 13,000 miles long. Some parts were wide enough to fit 10 shoulders side by side, where other parts could fit only one person. Although parts of the Great Wall are crumbling, you can still see many of the more than 20,000 watchtowers that served as lookout points thousands of years ago. The Great Wall crosses northern China between the east coast and north-central China. Chinese wildlife. One thing that makes China special is that it has many different kinds of natural places. There are rugged mountain peaks, rocky deserts, tropical forests, and lush valleys. Because China is such a big country with so many different habitats, it has many different kinds of living things. There are giant pandas in the bamboo forest of central China. There are tigers and monkeys in the tropical forest in the south. And there are all kinds of animals and plants that live near China, many rivers and streams, including the giant salamander. Giant panda. Pandas are seen as natural treasure in China. Giant pandas live in the steep bamboo forests of China, feeding almost non-stop of these tall, quick-growing grasses. Many pandas will spend more than 16 hours a day chewing bamboo, eating about 10,000 pounds in a year. Unfortunately, China's population has grown so quickly that many plants and animals are losing their habitats. For example, scientists say there are fewer than 1,600 pandas left in the wild. The bamboo forests where pandas live are being cut down for farming and houses. Celebrating Chinese culture, food, festivals, and more. In addition to many natural treasures, China has a rich culture filled with special celebration, art, music, dance, sports, and food. If you visit China, one of the first artistic things you might notice is writing. The official language of China is Mandarin, which use more than 6,000 characters. Each character stands for a word or part of the word. Chinese characters. Here are the Mandarin characters for fire, mountain, forest, woman. If you visit in late January or early February, you might be lucky enough to take the part of the celebration of a Lunar New Year. This is one of the China's most important festivals and is celebrated throughout the country. To celebrate the Lunar New Year, people take part of the colorful parades, wearing bright clothing and watching lion and dragon dances performance. Fireworks are also a big part of the festivities. So, year of the lunar calendar. Each Chinese year is named after one of the 12 animals. It repeats every 12 years. Look at the calendar to find the animal name for the year where you're born. I born in 2013, which is snake. Wait, I'm not forgot about that. So yes, I'm not a Chinese I'm not a person a Chinese people. I'm just a Vietnam, okay? Sports are also important to many Chinese people. You'll probably see a lot of people playing tennis, table tennis, known as called as ping pong. China has trained some of the best table tennis players in the world. You also see a lot of bike riders, since most of people get around by bike. Food and Chinese culture go hand in hand. If you're eating a Chinese restaurant, then you know there are many flavors and spice that make Chinese food special. Different regions of China are known for different kinds of food. For example, food from the provinces of Sichuan and Hunan is very spicy and often used by chili pepper oil. You might also notice that Chinese people always use two utensils, chopstick, and a soup spoon. Rice and wheat are common food in China. Rice is grown in flooded fields called paddies. In many parts of China, rice is served with all meals and is an important part of the diet. You'll also see people eating noodles, soups, fish, soybeans, and other foods. Did you know? Chinese people eat 3 times more fish than Americans. In fact, the average person in China eats more than 20 kilograms, 45 pounds of seafoods each year. China, past, present, and future. China has a long and rich history, which has helped shape the country today. Most historians claim that the country was settled more than 5,500 years ago, making China one of the earliest civilization in the world, still thriving today. The capital of China is Beijing. Beijing is a city of around 21 million people. Beijing is the center of the government. It is also known for its many tourist sites, like Tiananmen, Tiananmen Square, also named as the Gate of the Heavenly Peace, a large square in the city center that's used for special events. China also has many other thriving cities. Shanghai is the largest city in China and one of the biggest ports in the world. Guangzhou is the southern part of China. Is the major port city known for its businesses and the manufacturing. Even though many of the China more than 1 billion people live in the cities, most people still live in the rural towns and villages. Many of them farm or herd sheep and goats, or herd sheep and goats in the grasslands. Land of the silk moth. Most of the world's silk is produced in China. Silk comes from caterpillar of the silk moth, the only domesticated insect in the world. The caterpillar spins a silken cocoon, and people harvest the silk threads from the cocoon. Chinese people discovered silk about 2640 BC and kept it a secret for almost 3,000 years. Today, China has the second largest economy in the world. It was the leader to making and selling many products to other countries, from toys and to television and textiles, such as soap. It also has a huge tourist industry and hosted the 2008 and 2022 Olympics in Beijing. But China faces big challenge. Reform since the 1990s by the communist government mean more private businesses will grow. The move away from the system in which everyone works for the government means China has many unemployed workers. The opening up of the economy is accepted to be better in the long term. But this kind of the change does not come easily. Did you know the communist government discouraged religion? So most people do not belong to organized religious institution. However, many people believe in the teachings of Buddhism, Taoism, and other religious thinking that promotes harmony and compassion. As China population grows, people will need more water, energy, foods, and other resources. The country faces the challenge of providing enough jobs and resourcing for its population while still protecting the environment and people's rights. Enough. I have already read this book for a long time.
Good job.
My vocal cords sounds too weak now. So I guess this is the end right now. Alright guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next video.